Greetings, greetings, greetings. Yes, hello. Welcome back to Manor. Greetings. Yeah, that's gonna get old sometime. So, in this episode, we're going to continue up on the Troublesome trucks. Between episodes, I did a bit of research on the ride, and what I realised quickly was that the Troublesome trucks is 5 meters tall, which is about maybe a quarter of what I originally built it as. So I had to change that. After the recording started, you can see a lot of the work has already been done on some of the layout. I think this is redone a couple of times though, so I definitely do edit it quite a lot. This is once again voiceovered, which I'm sure may be apparent due to the constant use of the past tense. During this first part of me building it, I spent a long time working out how the start goes, because when I originally built it, it was just a really small bit at the start. However, there is actually quite a long starting portion which goes around the trees. Originally it did in fact go between the 3 trees on screen, but it goes a lot further out. I may have to move the ride or something, I do not know. Between these episodes, I did a couple of things, not much other than digging work on some of the Thomasland area. So Thomasland is going to be something that is going to be done especially on the long run, because it is going to be quite infuriating actually, with all of the children's flat rides. A lot of them you have to buy DLCs for, like the Cranky Crane. That's DLC item. It's about tenner for Cranky the Crane, and a bunch of other stuff. Kinda sucks, have to admit. But yeah, it's life. Another annoying thing is the footpath that goes alongside the lift hill does have to be on the right hand side. I mean on the left hand side, but it is on the right hand side in what I've done. I spent a while checking the POV here to see how these turns out of the helix go, and I got a lot of it quite wrong. So I in fact added in a couple too many turns, and that one turn that goes underneath the lift hill, that is like the final turn. So as I deleted the station, I needed to find a way that I could connect the starting section and the final corner. I may have to change the operations of this so that it does 2 laps. I believe that I did do that last episode, however that might have been deleted thanks to me deleting the station. So there I worked out that the station in fact was too long. So in fact in where I done the starting section, I originally wanted to do it like that, which didn't work. I probably should have turned angle snap on for this bit. So anyway, I worked out how the station was going to work. However, I didn't have a way to decrease the size of it. So I don't think I kept this one. Was this the one that I actually did keep? I had to remember to count. No, I didn't keep it. I had to count how many rows of the train there was. There is meant to be 10 rows on the coaster. However, I wasn't able to do that. Annoying. So what I needed to do there was just make it short enough so that I could in fact just connect it up. There's me again checking if it was the right length. I always thought when I was little that this coaster was massive, but now I've realised that it's 5 meters high. I don't think it has the same impression as it definitely used to. So this bit now is sped up by 2 because I spend a very long time having to smooth this out and work out how it all works, because as you can see, I do not get enough speed from that initial drop for the coaster to be able to, well, for the train to be able to get around the top of the helix. So I had to bring that in quite a lot so that it could get to the top speed of 20 miles an hour, which is how fast the Troublesome tracks actually goes. I feel like the finished result of this was in fact decently accurate, so pretty proud of myself for doing that. Here I had to bank it all in because it's quite banked there actually. It's quite steep. However, there, because I'd already banked it and then I was increasing the bank, I was making part of it too steep, so I had to smooth that out. So you go up the lift hill, and I was 1 mile an hour short at this point of being able to hit 20 miles an hour. So I had to make everything a lot lower down to the ground, so then it wouldn't have to go up as much, so then it could still make it over the track. Once again, bringing this section in so that it was a lot more snappy. So yeah. Does it get around this time? Only just. So after this little bit, I spent a while, of course, making the whole thing a lot more rideable, and then I also spend a bit of time on that helix, trying to make it so that you do go a lot faster around the top, because you do not go that slow, I'll tell you. So I think by the end of this, I might have, this might have been where I got it to the right speed. So let's see how it goes. It hit 21 though, which must mean that it's a good day, so I accepted that. So now I needed to smooth it out because it is a kids ride, can't be rough at all. Because I really feel sorry for the parents that had to ride this. As you may notice, the coaster has no supports. Looks pretty weird, doesn't it? So I'll do that between episodes. Takes ages to do custom supports. I did them for like one coaster ever, and that was a very painful process, just to say. So, as you may see, James and the Red Balloons is in the background. I've never been on James and the Red Balloons. I don't even know if that is the right sort of ride. I really hope it is. I don't even know where in Thomasland it is. So it is a bit of a guess on what that is. So here's a POV. I think, no, this might be the actual POV. Because I think I'll stop editing after this point on the coaster. I might need to smooth that bit out there though. It's quite rough. So that is the POV. I do have a better one later, in which you don't really go into the ground at the start, which was a very major feature. Well, a lot of the floor around the Troublesome trucks is like leaves and that, which annoyingly disappeared as I terrained it to be more accurate. You can't really see much of the Troublesome trucks from off-road. You can see bits of it in the area around Cranky Crane, so that's about as much as I'm going to get. So now I had to work out a brown. Spent quite a while looking for a suitable brown. I think I found it there, because there isn't a brown actually anywhere useful. So now that the train is the right colour, we are going to hop in for a POV on the second lap. This is like the almost final POV. So you go into those quite quiet bits there. A couple of facts just to end you off on the video. It was built by Gerstlauer, which is the same company that built the Smiler and Saw the Ride. And it isn't the only Troublesome Trucks roller coaster in the world. There is in fact quite a few Thomaslands across the world, so that's another interesting fact. So gonna remind you to like the video, subscribe, yeah, comment something nice if you're not a bot. If you are a bot, then you're not listening to this. So goodbye.